Now we will look into one more example. In the previous example, we are not actually utilizing the mandatory named argument, but in this case we will create a function called double summer. This is very simple. Here actually we can pass n number of argument, and we will try to find out the type of argument passed to this function via this first mandatory named argument. In this case, you can see that summer, which take a constant character pointer or a format string and n optional number of argument, and to return double, which is obviously the sum of all numbers passed to it. Here you can see the way I called it. I am just passing a format string. This looks similar to the case of printf and scanf. You can see the first optional argument is 0.5, which is obviously float. The second two arguments are 10 and 20, which is obviously in integers, so %d. Third argument is actually a float, then again %f, then %lf for double, and %f once again for 0.01, which is actually floating point value. So the sum of these numbers will be 10 plus 20, 30, 0.5 plus 0.5, 1, 30 plus 1, 32, 0.99 plus 0.01, 1, 31 plus 1, 32. So the total answer will be 32. So let's check whether we are getting the result or not. Before that, I like to explain the code. So what I will do in this function definition is that I will use this particular string, format string, and I try to find out the type of data passed. You can see that I am using a while loop to iterate to this format string. Whenever I encounter a percentage, I check whether the next character after the percentage is F, D or L. If it is D, I will pass int as the data we are going to retrieve. Of course, we know that %d for integer. If it is F, I will pass double, not float. Remember that actually %f is the format specifier for double, not float. And due to the default argument promotion, you should not use float here. You should use double while retrieving float value. That goes same for character. You should use integer in the case of character. This is only in the case of variable and the argument function or variadic function. Then again, if we encounter an L, we know that another format specifier is lf. So if we encounter a percentage, then the character after percentage is L. Then we check for the next subsequent character. If it is F, we will again use the value double. This is optional. We can actually only use %f and %d. That will work fine. Then you can see that every time when I retrieve a value, I am adding that to a sum variable. This is a very simple code we do normally while finding the sum of n numbers. Then at the end, once the sum value is found, we will return that sum value. That's it. So we should get 32. You can also use a function called va_printf. You just type man v_printf. You can see that you can use this function to print variable number of variable optional argument we pass to the variadic function. So you can see the first type is obviously a format specifier string, as we give for scanf and printf. The second is of the type va list. That means if you use v_printf, va_printf, vd_printf or this kind of printf functions, we should pass the second argument as this type va list. In our case, this will be var. But I am not going to explain that function in this video. You can refer that yourself. It's very simple and straightforward. I hope you understand what is variadic function and how to use it. Anyway, thanks for watching. I will see you in the next video with another interesting topic.